Hey there, welcome back for another deep dive. Looks like you've been digging into the world of AI and material science.
Yeah, some really cool stuff happening there.
For sure. You found some interesting research on a new tool called MatterGen.
MatterGen, yeah, I've seen that.
We should take a closer look at that.
Absolutely.
So this MatterGen thing, it's all about AI designing new materials and then actually making them in a lab.
It really is kind of like science fiction coming to life.
No kidding. It's like, remember how tough it used to be to find new materials?
Oh, tell me about it. Like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, exactly. Years and years in the lab, just mixing stuff and hoping for the best. And, we need new materials for basically everything, right?
Yeah, think about it. Batteries, solar cells, ways to capture CO2.
Pretty much every big tech problem we need to solve.
Materials are the key.
Okay, so how does this matter, Jen? How does it actually help with all that?
Well, it's almost like instead of searching for the needle, it just creates new ones.
Wait, creates them? Like, out of thin air?
Well, not exactly thin air, but yeah. It's designed by Microsoft Research, and it's a generative AI, so it kind of flips the script on how we normally find materials.
Okay, hold on. Is this like, are we talking about something like those AI image generators?
Mm-hmm.
The ones that make pictures from descriptions?
Exactly. You're right on the money with that analogy.
Wow. So we're actually designing materials with AI now.
We are. They use something called a diffusion model. It starts with just a random bunch of atoms, and then, guided by the properties you're looking for, it starts refining the structure.
So it's like it tweaks the arrangement of atoms, the types of elements, the crystal structure,
Yeah.
all guided by AI.
Until, bam, you've got a brand new material.
That's pretty wild. But,
Mhm.
okay, let's say we have this digital blueprint, this design. Can we actually make the material for real?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just theoretical.
Nope, not at all. Researchers actually put MatterGen to the test. They teamed up with some scientists over at the Shenzhen Institutes of Advanced Technology in China.
Okay, and what do they do?
They wanted a material that could withstand a certain amount of compression, how much force it can take before it deforms.
So like how strong it is, basically.
Yeah, exactly. There's actually a term for that. It's called bulk modulus.
Bulk modulus. Okay, got it. So what happened?
Well, they fed this desired bulk modulus into MatterGen.
Yeah.
Out popped this proposed structure for a material called TACR 206.
TACR 206. Okay. And then what? Did they try to make it?
The team in Shenzhen took that blueprint from MatterGen and they actually synthesized it in a lab.
Wow. And what were the results?
Okay, are you ready for the really exciting part?
Hit me with it.
When they measured the properties of this new material, get this, it almost perfectly matched what MatterGen had predicted.
So we're not just like playing around with digital models here.
Yep.
This AI is designing real materials that are actually being made. That's incredible.
It really is pretty amazing, isn't it?
What could this lead to? What kind of potential are we talking about?
Well, we were talking about those solar cells earlier.
Yeah.
We could be looking at some serious breakthroughs there, like way more efficient solar cells.
I mean, how much more efficient could this actually make a real difference in how we get our energy?
Yeah, imagine a world where solar energy isn't just an alternative, it's the primary source of power because it's actually more cost-effective than using fossil fuels.
Wow, that would be huge. Okay, so we've got solar cells. What else? What other problems can we throw at this MatterGen?
Well, batteries are another big one.
Batteries, okay.
Think about batteries that charge in minutes, not hours, and then last for days, maybe even weeks on a single charge.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
No more range anxiety with your electric car.
No more scrambling for a charger every few hours with your phone.
Exactly. The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
Okay, this is all really exciting. But, going back to what we were talking about before, this whole idea of finding new materials, can MatterGen do more than just tweak existing materials?
Yeah, that's one of the really groundbreaking things about it.
Can it really come up with something totally new?
It's not limited to just replicating stuff we already have.
It can actually go beyond that.
It can explore a huge space of potential materials that, honestly, we haven't even dreamt of yet. Imagine materials with properties that we can't even conceive of right now, opening up possibilities we can't even imagine.
So it's not just creating new needles, it's creating whole new haystacks full of needles we didn't even know existed.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
This is blowing my mind. Okay, but hold on. You mentioned another AI tool earlier, MatterSim.
Oh yeah, MatterSim.
How does that fit into all of this?
It's kind of like the testing ground for all these new materials that MatterGen is dreaming up.
Okay.
So MatterGen designs the material, and then MatterSim simulates its properties, like a virtual lab.
Ah, so we can test things out without actually having to make them in a lab first.
Exactly.
That must speed things up a lot.
Oh, yeah. Big time. It's a super fast design, test, redesign cycle, all powered by AI.
Wow. So it's like AI is designing the materials and AI is testing them out.
It's this incredible AI-powered flywheel just accelerating the whole process of discovery. And here's the thing. Microsoft actually made MatterGen's code and all the data publicly available.
Wait, so they open sourced it?
They
I
did.
mean, why? Why would they do that? What's the big deal?
Well, think about it. What if every scientist in the world had access to MatterGen?
That's a lot of brain power working on this.
It could have a massive impact on material science. Like researchers everywhere can use it, build on it, share their own expertise.
So it's like a giant global brainstorming session, all focused on material science.
Exactly. This open source approach is so powerful for driving progress in the field.
This is huge.
Yeah.
But, even with all this amazing potential, I'm guessing there are still challenges for it.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the most interesting ones is this thing called compositional disorder.
Compositional disorder, huh? Okay, break that down for me. What is that?
Imagine a perfectly structured crystal where every atom is in its place.
Okay.
Now imagine some of those atoms start switching places randomly.
Oh,
That's compositional disorder. It's kind of like controlled chaos in the material structure.
all right. So why is that a problem?
It makes it tricky to figure out if a material is actually new or just a slightly different version of something that already exists.
Because the atoms are all jumbled up?
Exactly. So, how do we know if we've really created something totally new?
So are they working on ways to address that?
Oh, yeah. The researchers have actually come up with a new algorithm that takes into account this whole compositional disorder thing when it's trying to figure out how unique a new material is.
Ah, so they're basically teaching the AI to recognize that, hey, even if the atoms are kind of doing their own thing, we might still have something completely new here.
Exactly. They're adding this extra layer of sophistication to the AI.
Wow, that's impressive.
It really highlights how AI is pushing the boundaries of material science, making us rethink what we even know about materials themselves.
This is all so fascinating. I can't wait to see what else MatterGen comes up with.
I think you'll be amazed.
It really does feel like we're on the edge of something massive here. We've gone from like this really slow, difficult search for new materials to having AI just dream them up for us. And the crazy thing is they're not just digital designs. These are real materials being made in labs.
It really is a game changer. And it's not just about speed either. Imagine if we could design materials with the same kind of precision an architect uses to design a building.
That would be incredible.
We could actually tailor materials at the atomic level, solve some really tough problems.
Okay, now you've got me really thinking. What would that kind of precision look like? Like in real life?
Well, let's take those super efficient solar cells we talked about. Imagine solar panels so good they could power entire cities, even when it's cloudy.
Wow.
We could finally ditch fossil fuels for good.
That's a future I want to live in. And what about those next-gen batteries? The ones that charge super fast and last forever?
Exactly. They could revolutionize everything. Electric cars, medical devices, even space exploration.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
Yeah.
But, stepping back for a second, what is this whole AI thing, this shift towards AI-driven design, what does it mean for the future of material science?
It's a total transformation. AI is becoming the main tool for scientists, speeding up discoveries, pushing the limits of what's possible.
So we're not just working faster. We're changing what we can even imagine.
Exactly. And as these AI tools get better and better, their impact is only going to get bigger. It's like when we first invented the telescope or the microscope,
Oh, yeah. Tools that changed how we see the world.
Right. AI is doing that for material science, but, all of this incredible potential has to actually help people, right? How are these materials going to make a difference in our everyday lives?
That's the big question. It's cool to make amazing stuff in the lab, but how will it actually impact the world?
Let's go back to energy. AI-designed solar cells could make renewable energy way cheaper and easier to get. Maybe even cheaper than fossil fuels.
That would be a huge step in fighting climate change.
It would, and those super batteries.
Yeah.
They could completely change electric vehicles and all kinds of gadgets. Imagine never having to worry about your phone dying or your electric car running out of juice.
That would be a dream come true. And what about those materials that can capture CO2? Can AI help us clean up the planet too?
Definitely. If we can make materials that efficiently pull CO2 out of the air, we could really make progress on climate change. It's like turning science fiction into reality, right?
It does sound a bit too good to be true. But, you know, let's be realistic for a second. There have to be some downsides, right? Some things to watch out for.
Of course. We need to be careful. One thing, we have to really thoroughly test these AI designed materials, make sure they're safe and reliable.
Right, not just cool and exciting.
Yeah, it's like testing a new medicine before you give it to people, right?
Makes sense.
We need to build trust in these materials and make sure they'll actually work the way we expect them to.
So while we're super excited about all this potential, we also need to be careful and think things through.
Absolutely. It's a really exciting time for material science, but we have to use this technology responsibly for the good of everyone.
It sounds like we're at a crossroads, a moment full of promise, but also with a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. This new era of material science is going to require us to be innovative, but also responsible. Push the boundaries, but always think about the consequences.
It really does feel like a whole new world, this AI-driven material science. It's exciting, but honestly, it's a little intimidating too.
I get what you mean. It's like we have this amazing map, but we're not totally sure how to use it yet.
So what do we need? What's missing?
We need to change how we think about things. We need to be open to new ways of working together.
You're talking about breaking down the walls between, like, chemistry and physics and computer science.
Exactly. AI is like a bridge, bringing all those different fields together. Chemists, physicists, computer scientists, engineers, everyone working together, focused on these new materials.
It's like a giant melting pot of scientific creativity.
I like that. And you see this collaborative spirit in the open source approach too, right?
Yeah.
Making these tools available to everyone.
Yeah, it's like we're democratizing this technology, giving researchers all over the world the chance to contribute.
And that's got to be speeding things up, don't you think?
Absolutely. More people working together, more ideas, more discoveries. It's amazing.
It's a beautiful thing. So where do we go from here? What's next for AI-driven materials science?
That's the big question. What does the future hold?
Honestly, the possibilities are limitless.
Yeah.
If we keep collaborating, keep innovating, who knows what we can achieve? Imagine solar panels that capture sunlight so efficiently, batteries that power cities for days, buildings made from materials that are both strong and sustainable.
Sounds like science fiction.
But it's getting closer every day. And to our listener, as you continue learning about AI and material science, don't lose that sense of wonder. Ask yourself, what materials would you design if you could? What problems would you solve?
It all starts with that question, what if? The future of material science is in our hands, and with AI as our partner, I think we're going to see some truly incredible things. This is just the beginning. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.